boys and girls, and welcome back for our final installment of our Storytime with Santa virtual edition for 2021. While you're watching this at 10 o'clock on Friday on Christmas Eve, Santa's somewhere over Asia right now. We took off about 8 o'clock this morning, and you can follow us on the NORAD Santa tracker at noradsanta.org. Let's see what the bags brought for us today. Oh, what does Mrs. Claus do? The real answer is everything. Oh, that's her. Everyone knows that on Christmas Eve night, Santa takes off on his magical flight. But what does Mrs. Claus, not in the sleigh, what does she do when Santa's away? Maybe she stays home cleaning the mess, reading a story and playing some chess, filling the stockings and knitting some socks. Maybe she sits by the fire and rocks. Or maybe that's not what she does, not at all. Perhaps Mrs. Claus hosts the Jingle Bell Ball. The neighbors all come for the black tie affair. The off-duty reindeer and elves are all there. She welcomes her guests. I'm glad you're all here. Tonight we're honoring veteran deer. The imported penguins skate by with their trays. Ice sculptures, milk fountains, cookie buffets. The Nutcracker Band begins rap-a-tap-tapping. They toss around tinsel and ribbon and wrapping. Now wait just a minute, of course she has fun, but Christmas is work, and there's more to be done. Perhaps Mrs. Claus runs and advises the whole operation of Claus Enterprises. She meets with the elves, and she gives projections for upcoming toys and new safety inspections. She processes all the consumer requests. Perfect. Now show me the factory tests. She develops new products with elf engineers. Broccoli candy canes, self-cleaning deer, supersized stockings and buccaneer bears, paddleball rockets and rabbity chairs. After all, Santa's job gives him so much to do. It's best to leave details to, well, you know who. Or maybe when Santa is just out of range, she steals away for a very quick change. On turbocharged reindeer with elves all in black, Mrs. Claus shadows him, watching his back. She catches the toys that fall from the sleigh. She keeps all the dogs and children away, extinguishes fires and switches the tags, crumbles the cookies and straightens the swags. When Santa comes home and hangs up his pack, Mrs. Claus has just secretly beaten him back. Are you thinking she can't do that all in one night? There's not enough time? Perhaps you're right. But then, if the stories of Santa are true, why couldn't Mrs. Claus do it all too? Whale rider, sushi chef, snowmobile chopper, heli ski, bungee jump, mountaintop hopper, Iditarod musher, movie director, gingerbread architect, snowman inspector, minister, quarterback, pediatrician, comic book artist, and master magician, toy archaeologist, mystery novelist, nature photographer, polar geographer, meteorologist, reindeer biologist, hula instructor, and music conductor, acrobat, diplomat, fashion designer, spelunker, hoop dunker, candy cane miner, offering counseling, help for the fabled training the reindeer to serve the disabled. She pilots a jetpack or hot air balloon, works planting Christmas tree farms on the moon. What in the world then does Mrs. Claus do? There's one thing for sure that we know to be true. Whatever she does when her Santa's away, she's happy to see him return in his sleigh. She tells him, I love you and all that you do, and I love that I get to spend Christmas with you. Merry Christmas. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story. Let's go and see if we have another one. "'Twas the night before Christmas on Sesame Street. 'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a grouch. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. Cookie Monster was nestled all snug in his bed, while visions of cookies danced in his head. When out on the street there arose such a clatter, he sprang from his bed to see what was the matter. And what to his wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. "Santa," he cried, "me think this is great, but me wish not to eat what was on Santa's plate." "Oh no," Cookie shouted, "what should me do?" He must make cookies for Santa, he knew. So he flew to the kitchen, this time not to eat, but to make sure he left his friend Santa a treat. There was so much to do and no time to waste, and Cookie was worried by all that he faced. If only he had an elf helper or two, then there would be nothing that he couldn't do. Then the very next moment, Cookie heard a strange sound. Santa, he thought, as he turned right around. Not Santa, but better, 'twas all his friends. "We can help," Elmo said, "from now till the end." Elmo started to mix, then measure and splatter, and though Bert was the baker, Ernie tasted some batter. The clock ticked away, and when the bell sounded, they opened the oven, pleased and astounded. The Count frosted cookies, then counted each one, and Abby got all of the sprinkling done. "Hooray!" Cookie cried, his plate filled to the brim. "Now Santa has treats that were ready for him." And then in a twinkling they heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each reindeer hoof. They set out the cookies, and as they turned round, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. He had a broad face with a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk. The cookies he saw, right next to the tree. "Oh boy," Cookie whispered, "me sure hope he's hungry." Santa took a big bite, and then smiled so wide that our dear Cookie Monster was beaming with pride. "We did it," he whispered, and hugged all his friends. "Me thank you again, and again, and again." And now all the friends were as pleased as could be. Santa ate not just 1 cookie, but 3. But they heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas, Sesame Street, and to all a good night." And Merry Christmas, the end. Well, thank you very much for joining us for our Christmas series, and I hope to see you all again next year. Merry Christmas. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, remember, stockings first, wait for Mom and Dad to open your presents, and we'll see you next year.